Hello and welcome back to part 5 of surviving on a flat world with nothing but a bonus chest. Yes, we're getting things kicking off straight away here by starting the construction of a so-called drowned farm. Yeah, I'm going to put some trapdoors here so I can get easily across because, yeah, jumping across the 3 wide gap is a bit sketchy. I mean, if I fall in there when there's loads of mobs in there, I will probably die. So yeah, I want to basically get myself a bit of an infinite water source kind of hooked up over here. This is because, obviously, to get drowned, we need to drown zombies. Now, why do I want drowned? Now, I want drowned because, obviously, they have a very rare chance of dropping copper. Now, I believe it's like 10% chance, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I made this kind of like hole or a pit. And I put a couple of trapdoors here just to hold the water in place, if you know what I mean. So now we're using the infinite water source that I've actually obtained. And yeah, we're kind of filling in this hole with zombies chasing around with me. It was kind of a bit like a Ring Around the Rosies. That's kind of what it reminded me of. I don't know. But yeah, I could just punch these guys in. But yeah, you probably noticed it now. I've left myself a little dirt block in the center. That is actually because then I can actually jump on that and they will just kind of get lured towards me and fall in there. Hopefully you will see that in a second in action. But yeah, I'm kind of just going around trying to get as many of these guys in. And by the way, this is the first time I've done this on this world because obviously I've only just unlocked water, and there we go. You can see the zombies are actually falling in, you know, automatically. But I've got to be careful. I need to kind of fill this in a bit more flat so there's no like little waterfalls, if you know what I mean. Because if I punch the zombie, they will actually kind of jump up. Now, the reason I'm actually punching the zombies as well is because on Java Edition, there's a reinforcements like modifier or attribute on a zombie. And that means they basically have a very slight chance of spawning in another zombie around them, like as if it was a reinforcement to get spawned in near them. So then obviously then I would get more zombies in there, if that makes sense. Hopefully that will make sense. But yeah, it was a bit sketchy. Obviously, I had issues there with a few spiders, maybe a few skeletons and creepers and stuff. Thank God I've got a bow. That's pretty decent. I can pick off some mobs from a distance. But yeah, there we go. We have got our first ever drowned in this world. Oh, what a beautiful sight. So yeah, obviously I need copper. Copper, for me, I'm going to need a total of 9 pieces or ingots. In total, so I can make 3 lightning rods. That's kind of what I'm after. And I'm probably the only person in the world who actually repairs their tools like that. But yeah, there we go. We got a load of drowned, which is really, really cool. And I'm actually quite happy with this. I never designed this in a creative way or anything. I just kind of come up with it on the fly in my brain. And yeah, we got our first ever copper ingot. Boom. This is amazing. Now, out of all those zombies that turned into drowned, I ended up only getting 2 ingots, which I'm a bit sad by that, really. But anyway, now as it was daytime, I had time to improve the so-called pit of water. So yeah, I could basically improve this, minus the slimes getting irritating near me. But yeah, it actually started to rain. Now, what is rain good for? Yes, obviously, we've been waiting for rain for a very long time in the previous parts for water. But rain is very good for fishing. Yes, this will actually increase the rates of getting fishing drops whenever we actually go fishing. So I need to kind of abandon my kind of project and go for a bit of a fish now. And I decide to only fish, even though it is still raining, until it hit nighttime. Because I'm kind of more after copper ingots, really, than fishing drops. The reason for this is because we don't actually know how thunder works in this game. As in the whole community, right? So yeah, I would rather kind of prioritize copper ingots and make lightning rods just in case. But anyway, we got a bit into a bit of a pickle here, involving skeletons, baby zombies, creepers. Oh God, this was horrible. I was very, very panicky right now. especially because of those 3 baby zombies. But yeah, this skeleton was really a pain. I was trying to pick him off, but yeah, very, 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 very close call. I made the decision just to get out of there, right? I mean, I'm not too fussed that the zombies will just fall down that little pit. I can just dig my way up and they will actually kind of follow me again. But yeah, bit dangerous. I waited till I healed up a bit before I went back and tackled them all. But yeah, there was actually a skeleton down with the zombies down here. So I had to pick him off before I could try and lure these guys. And I think that's it, right? The coast is clear. And you might have spotted there was actually a yellow dandelion. I don't know why I call them a yellow one. They're always yellow, right? But yeah, that's not me putting it down. That's Enderman picking up blocks. And I guess they're technically a block. But yeah, we can lure these zombies in here now. So this will be the second time I've actually gone to go and get some copper ingots. And I can use my fishing rod as well, by the way, just to kind of any straggler zombies that won't actually walk in automatically. I can kind of just like hook onto them and pull them in, if that makes any sense. We got all those zombies in the end. We didn't die, thank God. And we got more drowned to play with, which is nice. But this is quite a scary amount, and the biggest scary amount about this was the baby drowned. But yes, I want to show you something here about these guys. So I think drowned are like disco drowned now. Finally, the day has approached, the night has ended, and I ended up getting a total of 4 copper ingots, which means now I can make my first lightning rod. And yeah, I actually carried a chest with me during that whole fight, because I was supposed to actually clean up my fishing gear. But anyway, as all this kind of crops is grown, let's harvest all this stuff. Beautiful carrots and beautiful potatoes and wheat. Lovely. I got this lovely comment on the last part, and I'll pop it on the screen so you can see it. Somebody said that you can use boats to like go across on the pigs. I thought this was a bit of a troll, but I thought, you know what? It sounds quite funny, so let's give it a go. So yeah, I made my first ever boat. They're very pink, aren't they? This wood's getting very pink on my eyes now, especially when you're playing with pink pigs as well. Oh god, this is crazy. But yeah, I couldn't actually get the boat in, so I had to smash a little hole in my little so-called safety device. And yeah, I made some ladders and got up this way. Now the idea was to get in a boat and kind of like surf on top of the pigs. So let's give it a go. Does this actually work? Yes, it does, guys. This is so stupid, but so cool. I'm riding on top of a pig wave. What? How did this person know about this? This is so cool, though. Yeah, I can use this to my advantage to kind of place blocks if I need to, but this is just crazy. Look at all these pigs jumping over me. Oh my god. There's too many pigs in here, but I mean, I need a lot of gold, right? I need at least 8 ingots, and I need another 8, technically, because I need to get 16 to get 2 golden apples, right? To get a breeding session going on with the villagers. But anyway, as you can see, when I get out of the boat, this is a nightmare. I'm getting pushed all over the place here. My boat is actually full up with 2 pigs now as well. And yeah, I'm really struggling to place blocks here. And the noise is just... oof. And I accidentally placed the lightning rod like that. That's not at all what I wanted to do. Whoops. I tried to get in my boat quickly and kill the pig. There we go. I actually managed to do it in the end. I really wasn't too sure if I was going to be able to do that. And then I started to break the lightning rod to place it somewhere else. And I remembered, oh no. It needs to be a stone pickaxe at least. So yeah, I managed to break the wood, and I actually got out of the actual pig pit. God. I don't actually think I'm probably going to use the boat technique again, because 2 reasons. Pigs get stuck in it, and the second reason is it's just a nightmare if you accidentally jump out. And yeah, I don't think it's very viable for me. I'll rather just kind of climb in with ladders and slabs and stuff, probably. That's probably what I'm going to do in the future, I think. But anyway, we got a lightning rod in there. I really hope that's going to work. I've never used that many lightning rods in my time playing Minecraft. They're fairly new, I guess. And yeah, I hope that it actually works. But I actually, as you just saw, prepped up the next kind of blocks to place down so I can actually get the next lightning rods. But anyway, another night has approached, and I thought I may as well utilize this night or evening to get more zombies. So as you can see, I've lured loads of them in, and also a zombie villager. Now the zombie villagers are quite unique because they don't actually transform into drowned, unfortunately. So yeah, he will stay as a zombie. But yeah, we end up getting quite a few zombies in there, which is quite nice. And as you can see, I am kind of slaughtering them now. And you can see the little zombie villager is still a zombie villager, even though the others have changed. But anyway, after that successful little attempt, we got ourselves another lightning rod, which is quite nice. So what I've actually decided to do is put this one at the head of the pig. Once again, though, nightmare. Oh god, this is so difficult to place these things because of the pigs pushing me around, and this is not at all what I wanted to do. Again, I've never done this kind of thing before, so I needed a bit of a break from this. So I decided to go to my mob farm, and I was just having a little look at what things I've actually got here, and then I remembered somebody mentioned in the comment section about this, and I actually thought about it myself. And yeah, I can use glowstone, right, dust from the witches that I get, and redstone to make torches and glowstone blocks, right? Which emit 15 light, if I'm not mistaken, like a torch. So yeah, I can use glowstone in theory as a bit of a light source for now, until I've got access to a furnace. So yeah, I put one of them into my actual bee apiary, as I'm calling it. And then obviously I put the other one in my fishing hole, as you can see. I started to do a little bit of fishing, and yeah, I just decided, no, Dan, it's nighttime. We need to get more drowned, because I already mentioned this already, but we need to prioritize lightning rods for now, because we never know when it's actually going to thunder and lightning in this game, right? It's kind of just completely random. So yeah, I decided to use up some string that I got from killing some spiders while I was getting the drowned, you know. Protecting myself or whatever. I made a couple of fishing rods, and they will be used later. But yeah, there we go. We've got all 3 of my lightning rods now, and God knows if this is going to work. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, so let's just admire this beauty. Oh, beautiful. All ready to rock. We are set for when there's going to be a lightning storm. Fingers crossed. But anyway, we're gonna rock a little bit of a fishing time lapse. We got 2 rods to use, and let's do it. And there we go. The fishing session is completed. What kind of stuff did I get? Yeah, not really a lot of good stuff, to be fair. I'm a bit disappointed. I never got myself an enchanted rod or any books, but hey, it's a start, right? 2 rods down. But anyway, I decided to finally get rid of this absolute nightmare of a little forest I made. Obviously, this was for me to get some bees in the previous episodes or parts. And yeah, it's time to say goodbye to this. Because this is causing me a bit of a headache, and I need a bit of wood for what I want to do next. So I may as well kill 2 birds with a stone, as they say, and chop it down, and then I'll get loads of wood. But yeah, I actually provoked an Enderman. Very, very dangerous stuff, but I quickly ran off my feet, went to my little apiary thing, and hid in here, and I managed to escape from this guy. Oh, that was very, very almost GG moment right there. Yeah, that was pretty sketchy, I'm not going to lie. I reckon if he hit me one more time or even two, I might have been gone. So yeah, luckily I fought off my feet there. Otherwise, I would have just kind of gone underneath my fort base kind of build that I've made at the start. But anyway, we are still gathering honey in the process of this, by the way. So we got like 12 bottles now, which is quite good. And remember, honey bottles do stack up to 16. But yeah, we are starting to get a lot of wood now, which is quite nice. And this is all for my next kind of project. As you can see in the background there, I have not quite finished the trees at this point. I'm kind of getting a bit annoyed, let's put it this way, of these slimes. It's actually more easier to kind of gather this stuff at night. It sounds weird, but the slimes are just so unbearable, man. Oh my god. I forgot how annoying they are because I've been, you know, away from them for so long because of my grass paths, you know, the paths I've made. They don't spawn. But yeah, obviously, because it's dark there as well, I am getting in some hostile mobs as well. So yeah, you know, mixing slimes with hostile mobs is not really an ideal situation. But yeah, it's time to use my brain again and actually put down a bucket of water. Now, this is actually quite a good little tip for you guys to do, so bear that in mind. And yes, we had to take a little trip to the armor shop as well to get some more armor. Obviously, my armor shop is upstairs, up in the mob farm, from all the mobs, you know, that drop armor. And yeah, I can just pick and choose whatever what suits my situation, if you know what I mean. But yeah, finally, I've actually managed to chop down that whole forest, and I decided to make myself an absolute ton of buttons. What? Why did you want loads of buttons, Dan? This makes no sense. You'll see, you'll see. But what I'm actually going to do now is because the reason I'm actually doing this, right, is because I'm getting absolutely sick to death of random slimes just appearing up on me. I don't know if you saw it in the fishing. There was actually a slime that actually appeared, and it kind of almost caught me off guard. So yeah, I'll need to kind of prevent this from happening again. So I decided to kind of make some sort of weird defense system. We've already got a moat, but now we're building a way to push things into the moat. That's what I'm doing now. So I decided to make a load of buttons, as you saw, and I'm placing these down, and then I'm a donkey, I really am. I forgot buttons just get washed away. So then I was like, right, no, we need to use signs. That's what we need to do. And I actually put myself a cauldron down. So I only have the one bucket, right? So I need to use a cauldron to kind of mimic a second bucket. And I was trying this out, and I was like, oh yeah, no, this does work. This is good. But then I just thought about it, and I thought, nah, this is going to be a bit stupid. I don't really want to do that. And then all of a sudden, it started to rain. But yeah, I was just about to make some pressure plates. I'm pretty sure I did make a pressure plate. But yeah, I was wanting to see, and a good way of telling it myself, you know, if it was actually going to be a thunderstorm or lightning, I could check these little lightning rods, because I'm pretty sure they emit a particle, right? If they're like in contact with lightning, but yeah, that didn't happen, unfortunately. So yeah, this is it now. What I'm doing is actually making a load of pressure plates and kind of placing down a load of slabs to kind of make this a bit more secure, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we need to remove my stupid buttons, and unfortunately, you cannot actually place anything on top of the actual paths. So yeah, this is what I'm actually doing right now. Going around like this, and I've made this a 4-wide gap. Ooh, there we go, we got shot by a skeleton there. And yeah, I need to go around and keep doing this, but obviously I've only got the one bucket, so this is going to be a bit tedious to do. And obviously making pressure plates is quite expensive, especially when you've got a massive surface area to do. Yeah. But the idea is that if a slime jumps into the water, it will automatically get pushed off into the actual hole, and I will never have to deal with them again, in theory. Much like if a mob somehow gets across as well, this will kind of push them in as well. And it's not really too much of an issue for me as such, because I can just kind of jump over it all. But yeah, we had to take another trip to the armor shop, picking and choosing what we can actually wear. But yes, look at it, it's actually all done, guys. Now, due to my fast editing, that actually did take in real time about 50 odd minutes to do. It took me a very long time, I'm not gonna lie. But I was also thinking when I was up here, probably I could jump and make it into my fishing hole, right? But yeah, I didn't want to risk it. I'm enjoying this too much, and I don't want to GG it. I really don't. But yeah, let's get back down to the bottom. I think of something else that we can do while we're still kind of waiting around for thunder to actually hopefully happen. So yeah, I decided to actually, right, it's time to set up a bit of a real base kind of thing going on here. So I decided to use the water bottles with dirt to make some mud, just to kind of get away from the pink. And yeah, I was actually using this technique quite well. I don't know if you've ever really made mud, probably not. But this is quite handy, just to have a bucket of water with you, and then you just use the water bottles right in the actual water, like so. So yeah, this kind of technique kind of worked quite well, and look what happened. It started to rain again. So you know what that meant? We went back to the pigs, and I couldn't see any particles, and behold, it never thundered again, unfortunately. So a bit of time has gone past here, and I'm actually kind of setting up a bit more storagey kind of system going on here. So we've got my slime balls, we've got all my dirt, and we've got loads of other stuff. I've also made a load of barrels as well. At this current stage, you can see them now on this clip. I kind of get rid of the actual fortiness. Is that even a word? A fort, a kind of spikiness, if you know what I mean. Just because, guys, I'm kind of protected now, right? And here we go. We're actually making some packed mud, and we're turning it into mud bricks. Now, this gives me access to another new block, which is nice. So we're kind of getting a bit more of a brownie kind of block palette, if you know what I mean. You mix this with mud, you mix this with the logs of the cherry, you kind of got like this brownie palette, and obviously the grass paths. Now, I needed even more mud for what I wanted to build, and I decided to just, you know what, I'm going to make this massive, I don't know, water stream system to help me collect drops whenever I grow trees. So I took down all my original tree design, and I made a 15 by 15 kind of square, and then I put water in each corner, as if it was basically what I was basing it on in my head was an iron farm for the iron golems to spawn in, and then it would fall down into lava. That's what I had in my head. But this time we weren't using any lava or anything like that. I don't have lava, obviously. And yeah, I was just going to basically put a load of dirt in the middle, and yeah, I decided to give it a bit of a wide gap for these to grow. Now, from my experience of growing these cherry trees, it doesn't seem to really matter if you just grow them in a line. They all kind of like stick together. So that's kind of what was going on in my head, that I wanted to just grow them all in a line using bone meal. I mean, obviously, when I get dispensers and stuff like that, I can make this even better. But yeah, I've got like a little bit of a system here I can make a hole with, right? And the idea would be to make all the drops funnel into this little center like place, and then I would just kind of push it further back with some more water and collect all the stuff from the other side. So this will be very useful for any logs that fall off, saplings and sticks, right? So that was the plan. There we go. As you can see, I'm kind of just placing in the water, and then I need to get another bucket of water here, and then I can just place it there. There we go. So then that will push any item all the way across, and then I'm kind of counting and working out where this is going. Again, I never actually designed this in my test world or anything like that. I just kind of made it up on the fly, and I thought it would be quite useful to have, just to kind of make my life a bit easier. But yeah, obviously, again, because this is Java, and we can actually crawl under 1.5 kind of gap, so I utilize that mechanic again. And yeah, we can get underneath there and collect any drops, which is quite nice. So that's cool. So I wanted to make sure this is actually working, and I just throwed a load of items into the actual water, and yeah, it's actually working pretty well. I got every single item back, which is quite nice. So in order for this to work at night, I need to actually give it a bit of light. So I pinched the torch from the nameless skeleton horse and sheep, and I put a redstone torch back. But yeah, we need to put a torch here so I can actually bone meal these at night. But this is kind of what I'm showing you right now, is how this kind of little rubbish tree farm that I've made with what I've actually got works. So yeah, as you can see, like I already mentioned, the cherry logs will kind of go in a line, and it's just so much easier to chop down. Yes, I'm probably losing a lot of wood out of this way, as in like some of the forks won't like fork out anymore because they're touching another cherry log. And yeah, I wanted to go ahead and try something like make a box around this thing to see if I could make the leaves and the cherry logs. I don't know. I just wanted to see what would happen if I put a wall around it to see if it would help me not have to chop as much. Because honestly, guys, I'm so sick of wooden axes. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, epic fail. Doesn't work, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. But yeah, I decided to actually cut down and break all of my little slime ladder kind of system. Now, I do want to mention here, somebody did mention about putting carpet on the slime blocks. Thank you very much for that. I have used that idea, and I appreciate that. Your comment would have been on the screen anyway, so yeah, thank you. But yeah, you can see this is a prime example of how this kind of works. I just collected a load of logs there, and yeah, we got quite a lot of logs again. So I decided to turn in a few of these into planks. And then I've got a bit of a storage system going on over here anyway, and I can actually just store them back in there. As you can see, it started to rain once again, and no, I wasn't very lucky, unfortunately. Oh, God. But yeah, next project. So I'm waiting again for more thunder. I decided to improve my fort once again, and we're going to get rid of the actual kind of moat around it because, again, we're kind of safe now. We don't really need it. You can see I've utilized a bit of the logs in here now and a couple of the cherry slabs as well. I mean, there's only so much decoration I can do, okay, because I don't have access to light as well. So yeah, using higher slabs is the only technique I've kind of got now. But yeah, we're actually going to go ahead and build a storage, a little kind of camp house thing. And then I actually ended up needing more mud for this build. Obviously mud and wheat. But anyway, what I wanted to do with this for was to actually store my extra pigs, okay? And then I wanted to actually store my carrots, potatoes and wheat and any like farmy kind of things, like crops and stuff. And yes, we are backup pigs just in case. Yeah, we don't know if we're going to need you yet, guys. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we are, maybe we're not. But I wanted to keep them anyway because of that. But yeah, pretty ugly build, not going to lie. It's a bit of a weird one. But hey, I mean, what else can I do, right? But anyway, I went all the way up to the top and got a load of bones. And I started to turn these into bone meal. So we got a massive supply. I went around all my farms, well, my farmy area and with some slabs. And this is just to make it easier so I can get up and down these without jumping and then standing on the crops. I've removed all the trapdoors, removed the crafting table. And I spotted this in the distance, look. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Is that invisible spiders? What? But anyway, once again, we kind of got nothing else to do, so we're chopping trees, right? But luckily for you, you don't actually need to go through that pain. Yeah, I've edited all that out for you. Yeah, it's all done, all done. But then I actually decided to get rid of the lovely dirt wall. But why not get rid of it? I may as well just turn it into mud and then get rid of it, if that makes any sense. Because maybe I'm going to use some more mud in some more builds. And yeah, I'm going to leave the end of this part with me fishing. But yes, look what day we're actually on. We're on day 100, guys. And I'm still alive. Crazy, crazy stuff. We didn't really get anything again. But anyway, guys, I'm DanRobzProbz. Thank you very much for watching as always. And it's 1:02. Thank you very much. Bye.